Good morning, children. So, we are doing chapter number 2, microorganism. And in that, we were on the topic methods of food preservation. We have already completed 4 methods of food preservations, and today we will continue with the methods which were left, right? So, we are left with salting and adding sugar, right? The next method of food preservation is use of chemicals. And the last method in your science book on page number 33. Page number 33, canning, right? So these are the 3 methods of food preservation which we will be covering today, right? And then we will move on to the last topic of the chapter, which is what will happen, if the food is not preserved properly. What will happen if the food is not preserved properly? Right, children? So, let's begin with the first method of food preservation for today's class is salting and adding sugars, right? So, okay. So what happens, children, when we add salt or sugar to any food item? It might be pickle, it might be amla, it might be your armorate, right? It might be the adding to raw mangoes, it might be adding of salt to meat, to fish, right? So what happens on adding the salt to these items? When you add salt, it loses the cell of the microorganism, they lose water. So, on adding salt to the food items like amla, like raw mangoes, right? Like food items like meat and fish, the cell of the microorganism, the cell of the microbe, that is the disease causing microorganism, it loses water, right? The microorganism cell, it loses water, and on losing water, the microorganism cannot grow further. The growth of the microorganism stops, right? So on adding salt and sugar, the cell of microbes loses water, and under such condition, the growth of microorganism, the growth of the microbe stops. The growth of microbe stops, and your microbe is your disease causing microorganism, right? Its growth stops. So that is what we want. When it growth stops, our food items like amla, like raw mangoes, the meat, fish, they all are preserved. They won't get spoiled, right? Similarly, sugar is also added in some food items like jams, right? We eat jam, right? In that, salt is not used as a food preservative. In that, sugar is used as a food preservative, right? So, jam, sauce and jellies. So, sugar is used as a food preservative. There also, the functioning is the same. On adding of sugar, what does the sugar do? It loses moisture, it helps to remove moisture from the cell of the microbe, and once the moisture is removed, the cell is not able to grow, right? So it is added in jam, your jelly, and your sauce, right? So this is the method of food preservation, that is by adding salt or sugar, right? So I hope you're clear with this. On addition of salt or sugar, the sugar and the salt, they remove moisture from the cell of the microbe, making its growth impossible further, and which will preserve our food item, right? Now let's go to the next topic, and the next method of food preservation is the use of chemicals. The use of chemicals. So you can open your science books, page number 33, and under the topic use of chemicals, under the topic use of chemicals, in your book, they have given the names of two chemicals. One is sodium benzoate and another is potassium metabisulfate. So these are the two chemicals which are used for the food preservation. On addition of these chemicals, again, the microbes are not able to grow further. These chemicals have been used as food preservations in jams, in ketchups, and in your squashes. Okay, you know, mango squash, grape squash. The squashes are available of various fruits. So in that, this chemical, sodium benzoate, potassium metabisulfate, these are the chemicals which are added in your jams, ketchups, and squashes. So you need to remember the name of these two chemicals, right? So by using these chemicals, the growth of the microorganism, it stops and our food is preserved. It does not get spoiled, right? Next is canning. The last method of food preservation on your science book, page number 33. Seventh one is canning, right? So what happens in canning? Let's talk about it. So you have seen the canned food. आप लोगों ने canned food देखा है, the food which is available in cans, right? So what happens? The food that is kept in cans, that is sealed, right? It is airtight. So once the fruits come in can, right? Dry fruits are available in can. Many vegetables are also available in can, right? So what happens? Fruits, dry fruits, vegetables, they are added in the can, and after sealing it, after making it air sealed, that so that no air enters in it, after the sealing work is done, the can is heated to 120 degrees centigrade. The can is first air sealed, and after sealing it, it is heated to 120 degrees centigrade. And on heating the can at the temperature 120 degrees centigrade, the microorganisms are killed. The microorganisms which are present in the food item stored in the can, they are killed at such high heating, at such a high temperature, right? And so your canned food, so the food which is present in the cans, they are good to consume for years, right? Unless the can is damaged. You must see that the can is properly sealed, there is no damage to the can, then you can consume that particular food item for a long period of time, right? So this is it. We have completed the method of food preservations. So take out your sign. Okay, so I hope you have marked the name of the two chemicals which are used as food preservative, right? So that is your sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfate. Now let's move to the last topic of the chapter, which says that what happens if the food is not preserved properly and if you consume that spoiled food, right? So it might have happened with us, right? So if we consume such food, if we consume such food, then we might have faced some time vomiting. It happens now that we might have gone to some restaurant and after coming home, we feel like vomiting, right? The chances are there that the food that you have consumed there, that was not preserved properly. So what happens in an unpreserved food? If the food is not preserved properly, what will happen? In that food, the bacteria, for example, salmonella, salmonella and the fungi like aspergillus, we already know the name of this fungi, and other one is penicillium. We know this also, right? They were used in, penicillium was used in making of antibiotics, right? We know this. So what happens is, when the food is not properly preserved, जब आपने अपना food अच्छे से preserve नहीं किया है, right? What happens in that unpreserved food? Bacteria and fungi grow, and once they grow, they produce a chemical substance. They produce chemical substance that is very toxic. Toxic means it's very harmful to us, right? So they produce toxic substance. In your science book, they have given the word toxic substance. That is a chemical substance which is harmful to us, right? And in that toxic substance, they are able to grow very easily. So for their convenience, the microorganisms, that is bacteria and fungi, they produce a chemical substance that is a toxic substance, and in that substance, in that chemical, they grow very nicely, right? They develop big colonies over there, and after growing there, what they are going to do? They are going to give us abdominal pain, your stomach pains, right? When you have, if you have eaten the unpreserved food, so it causes the abdominal pain, it may cause vomiting, and it may cause diarrhea, right? Diarrhea, and it is your abdominal pain. Right, children? So these are the effects, these are the side effects: abdominal pain, vomiting and diarrhea. This can be caused if we consume a food which is not preserved properly.